Welcome back. Now that we have our home screen and habits grid in place, let's take it a step further by building the habit details dialog and the strict system. So whenever a user taps on a habit, right, a dialog is going to appear that is going to show them the habit starts, the streak count, the completion rate, and the progress. And it's also going to show the habit related comments, likes from the community. And when you toggle on any, let's say you complete a habit, it's going to show you the streak dialog as well. So let's quickly implement all those stuff. So the first thing we want to do is to go to our home screen right here. Then here that we have the grid view, page view, grid item, we have the on tab. So here we are going to show the show habits details bottom sheet. Okay, so I know there is a lot of data that we need to pass here. We need to pass in the context, we need to pass in the username in case if it's your friends or habits that you want to view. You also need to pass the name. You also need to pass the name of the habit. We also need to pass the habit count, every other thing. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to quickly go to the inside our community. I think I'll be creating this inside community. No, I'm going to be creating it inside the home screen. Here, I'm going to create a new, we have presentation widget. I'm going to create dialogues. Okay, so inside this dialog, I'm going to show habit details sheet like that. So here now, I'm just going to have a void method show habit details bottom sheet like this. And it's going to have different parameters. So the first parameter here is I'm going to use build context, which is context. Then we're going to have named parameters required. Let's have the friend name, right? The name of the friend. We need a habit name as well, because we are also going to use this dialog for viewing friends' habits and also the current user's habit. So here we have another required. This is going to be the streak count of that habit. And then we are going to have the missed days. That means the days that I have missed. We are going to update all this later. So for now, I just want to create all these things to give us a virtual, for us to be able to visualize how it's going to appear when we start integrating with database, which is Firebase. Then we're going to have a list of map string dynamic. So this is just the comments, the available comments, right? We are going to have it like this. And finally, we are going to have current user. So bool, we need to know if it's current user, then show a different view entirely. This is going to be required. Okay, here we have current user. By default is going to be false. This comment by default is going to be empty. Oops. Okay. Needs. Okay, let's say it must be constant. So where should we add that? All right, let's just leave it like that. Okay. Now inside here, I'm going to create, because since users will be able to comment on the habits, I need to create a text editing controller to take the comments that the user is going to type for that particular habit. So we have comment controller. So now let's quickly build out the show model bottom sheet. First, I'm going to pass the context, and then secondly, we have the builder, which is going to be context as well. Let's use CTS for that. And I'm going to add some configuration to the bottom sheet. So let's say use safe area false. Okay, let me say true because I don't want it to cover the whole of this status bar. Then we have the scroll control. Let's set it to true. Then show drag handle, set it to true as well. So here, moving on, we are going to set the shape. This should be rounded rectangular border. We have a border radius of vertical. think this should be vertical, right? And we have top radius dot circular to be 20. Cool. So moving on, we are going to quickly return what we want to show. So in this case, I want to return a column. The children with a height. So I think, let me just put this circular avatar, then I will show you guys how it is going to appear. So quickly, we have our background color. Background color is going to be app colors dot primary. Make sure you import it in your code to fix errors. Then we have child. I'm going to use this should be hashed network image URL. Then remember the avatar that we created in the previous section. Then here I'm not going to pass, I'm going to pass the friend name. So based on the friend name, it's going to render the avatar for us. So now that we have this, I'm going to quickly move back to, let me copy this. Okay, I'm going to go back to the home screen. So whenever user taps on this, we are going to import that detail screen. Whenever user taps, we are going to send the content. You can see that it requires a lot of parameters. So we need to pass all those parameters. We have the friend name, which is, for now, let me use Destiny Ed. Then we have the habit name. So we'll say habit based on the index as well. We have habit index, can say +1. Then we have the what else? Strict count. Strict count is going to be habit multiplied by 13, right? We are just using dummy data for this. Then we have missed days. Let's say 20 on missed days 3. We have comment list. For now, let me just use empty string. Then is current user. So we're going to say if current user index is equal to current index. So that means it's current users. Nice. So now when I tap on this, it's going to show up the dialog. Though it's not looking pretty, you can see how it's looking. We can also use this draggable sheet. You can see where I added the safe area. It did not cover the whole of this status bar. So the safe area is preventing it from covering that area. So I'm going to quickly go back now to our code. And from here, I'm going to add padding around this icon. So I'm going to wrap this column with a padding widget. So the padding is going to have only, I think we are going to set this like this. Left, right, top, bottom. So bottom I use view insert.bottom so that whenever the text editing controller shows up, it's going to move the text editing controller. The keyboard is not going to hide the text editing controller. All right. So here we have the padding looking good. Then moving on, I'm going to create, let me add a height here. So I'm going to create the test feed that is going to show the friend name. So I have friend name, status, okay. Let's say style. We have our test style. We have the font size to be 20. We have the font weight, the bold. So I can minimize this and click. You can see everything is coming together. Nice, nice. So now I'm going to add another one. Let me add this current habit. So you need to see the current habit, and I'm going to pass the habit name. It should be like this. 16, the color should be gray. I think this should be 16. Remove the font weight. We're going to add colors here. App colors dot gray. All right, everything is coming together. You can see now we have the current habit displaying there, which is the name of the habit. Then we have, let me put height to put some spacing. Then moving on, I'm going to put the streak section where we are going to show the streak, total streak, the unmissed days, and the missed days. So here I'm going to have a row with column. Let me make this. Here I'm going to create a widget that I will call streak box. Okay. So this streak box is going to have the streak, and then we are going to pass the streak count as well, and then the color. So I will quickly create that streak box. So the streak box is just a widget that I already have. So I will go to our widgets here and then create streak box dot that. All right. So as you can see here, I just copied and pasted this. Let's see how it's displaying. So this is a streak box. It takes a title, which is supposed to be a named parameter, and all of them are supposed to be required. Okay, so we have title count, which is like the streak count. And here I returned a container with padding, decoration. I added a column. First thing that goes here is the title. Second one is the streak count. You can see how it's looking. This should be app colors dot white. Okay, nice. So now you can go back to our streak count. So from here, we need to put in the streak data. So since we have a row, I'm going to also add a height of 16 under this row. So right here, you can see we have the streak box. We have this fire emoji, on missed emoji, missed emoji. So this should be, let's import the streak box, and then we have to pass in the title, we have to pass in the streak count, and we have to pass in the color. So we'll do the same thing for others quickly. On missed days, I think we on missed days should be this. Streak count. I think I'm missing something here. So this shouldn't be streak count, streak count. Since this is title, this should be value, right? We need to change this to be value. So I don't like how it's streak count, it's just making it look different. So here should be value, value. Nice. So that works. I'm going to minimize this and click on it again. You can see how it's displaying pretty. So now we have that streak count section in place. The next thing we are going to do now is to put in the comment section, just to have a dialogue to share invite modal and also to show number of comments. So under here, we have a role, we have a column as well. So inside here, I'm going to pass in the comment section, which is going to be comments, right? Here, I'm going to pass the count, which is the comments count based on the comments dot length. All right. Then I'm going to add a style. Let's see, test style, font size 16. And then I have my font weight to be font weight dot bold. Then moving on, I'm going to also add, let me add a spacer to this. So I want the whole space to be occupied. Then we are going to create an inkwell icon here that says inkwell widget, sorry. So what will happen in this inkwell is to invite friends. Because when you're viewing users' details, maybe you want to invite friends to be able to see your habits. So we have something like invite friends here. I believe you guys saw it in the demo when I started this course. The beginning of this course, there was a demo of the app where I showed how you can invite your friends to help keep track of your habits and also motivate you to do better. Right, so here we have width and icons.share. All right, I'm going to save this now and show you guys how it looks. So here we have the comment count and we have invite friends. So when you tap on this invite friends, what happens is going to show, share invite modal. All right. And once we tap on it, it's going to pop this particular widget and then show the modal. So for now, we'll leave it like that. But we are not supposed to show this inkwell. Like if you notice, for you, is showing share friends. If you come here too, it's also showing invite friends. So what we need to do is when it's the current user that taps on view habit, we are only going to show this invite friends. But if it's an invited user that you viewed, we are not going to see invite friend because you cannot invite friend for to view another person's habit. So to do that, I'm just going to use if is current user, then show that. So when we tap, it's not going to show, but when we swipe to you, right, the current user is going to show invite friends. Nice. So now we are going to go move further and create the comment section to show the comment list of the user. So moving on, let's come one step below. I think here, I'm going to add a height of 10. Then here I'm going to add an expanded widget because this is going to be the comment area where we're going to display the comment. So we have comments dot is empty. We are going to show a center widget. Here we have to send in the no comment yet, be the first. Okay, so not like be the first to comment. Oops. Yeah, I think that's it. Else, we are going to return a list view.builder. And inside this item count, we have the context and we have the index. Okay. Then inside here, I'm going to return, let's just, assuming it's not empty, we are going to return comments and get the index. And then we can go ahead and return, let's just use a test widget here to just show comments. So this is just like a dummy data. But here, what I'm going to do next is to put shrink wrap to true because I don't want it to break the UI. We have item count, comments dot length. So now if we click on this, we are going to see no comment yet be the first, right? Because there is no comment at the moment and we have not added any comment whatsoever. So be the first to view the comment. So we are going to leave that like that. But I need to proceed and add the comment tie. I already have the UI, so the comment tie is just to show the user's comments, right? It's going to show the user's comments. So inside here, I think this should be inside community, I believe. It should be in community. I know we are going too fast, but let's go to our community here. I'm going to create a presentation because anything relating to comments and all that should be inside community. Then we have data. Here we have the widgets. We also have views. So inside widgets, I'm going to create the comment tie dot that. So here I have these guys. I'm just going to explain it quickly to you. So here looking at it, we just have the username, right? We need to use name parameter as well. I love using name parameter. So we have username, we have the comment, we have the likes. So the total number of likes for that particular comment. We have all the comments, we have the username. Moving forward, when we integrate with Firebase, we are going to change this parameter to a model. So instead of just passing the string independently, we are going to use the model to access the data. So for now, we are going to move with this. So we have the card widget, we have the padding, we have column, and we have the other things, okay? So from here now, I'm going to move on to, and we also have the reaction row. Here you can see the total likes, you can see the thumbs up to like as well. So here I'm just going to return the comment tie and username. We can just use hello. Username can just be Destiny Ed, comment, nice progress, mate. Then likes should be like 4. All right. So in case you guys want to see the virtual, how it's going to appear when we have ties, I'm going to update this to be not empty. So see how it appears now. Oops, nothing. Okay, the comment is 0, so let's just use 2 here. Okay. Range error, invalid value. All right, I'm trying to access this. Let me comment this one out. It's causing the error for us. So I'm going to click. You can see how the comment is going to appear. We have the nice progress made and all that. When you tap, you'll be able to like a comment. Okay. And we are going to implement all those features later. So I'm going to revert this to the initial state like so. And here, now we have nothing. So the next thing we want to do now is to create the test form feed section where users can comment on the habit. So right here, I'm going to come down here and put a test form feed. And inside this test form feed, I have my controller. Remember, we created the comments controller previously. So here I'm going to add a decoration, which is a box decoration. And from here, I'm going to set the, no, this should not be box decoration. I think this should be input decoration. And we have the hint test, which is write a comment. Then moving on, we need to put a border, which is outline input border, border radius, the circular to be 8. When we save this, you're going to see now that we have our test form feed here, but it's it's hiding under here. So to fix that, we can just quickly add a height of 30 to bring it up. Nice, nice, nice. It's looking good. But we are not done yet. I need to add a surface icon. Let's add an icon button. So the purpose of this surface icon is to send. We have to put icons.send, right? Then when user sends, we are going to send the data. Let me add a color to this, which is app colors.primary. So here we are just going to send, call the send model, send message and all that. So this is it. When we tap, we can see send will be called. Nice. So far we have been able to get our, so far as you can see, we have been able to complete the habit details screen layout where we show the habit details when user clicks on it. So now we are going to implement the habit streak tracking UI. So this will be whenever user taps on this checkbox, it's going to show the streak icon, like the streak model, sorry, not icon. It's going to show the streak icon, and that streak icon is going to show other progress, the habit name, and every other thing. So moving on, we are going to do that inside. I'm going to close this now, but before I close it, I'm going to add a new dialog here, which is show habit streak. Let's say sheet, habit streak sheet dot. All right, so here when we go to our home screen, if you scroll down to where we have checkbox, I think this should be it, unchanged. Once it has been updated, we are going to show streak model sheet, right? Then we pass a context, which is going to be like this. Okay, context like that. And then we have the habit name. So we can have something like habit name, where we can now pass habits, and we pass habit index +1. Don't worry, all this stuff, we are going to update them later once we start the integration. That's more like the fun part. Then after the habit streak model, we are also going to pass the streak days. I don't think this is really necessary, but let's just call this streak count. I don't think this streak days is necessary. So we are supposed to pass the, okay, we are going to update this later. I'm pretty much confused here, but let's just proceed with the UI first. I think it's going to give us an idea of what to put there. So I think we need the logged days. Yeah, I think log days should be it. So that log days should be based on the days that the user have logged their streak. So here I'm going to pass in the log days is going to be a map. This is how we are going to save it to database. It's going to be a map of map data time bool, right? So we have something like this: log days, log dates, which is a list, and inside this list we are going to have the days that the user have logged. So any other days that are missing by default is going to be null. So I'm passing the date time. So let's say this was 2025 first, like, then we have true user logged in these days. Then if we have something like this, for the days that the user did not log, automatically we are going to set the value to false. So we are going to create a method that is going to handle that in our app. So moving on, I'm going to go to our widget here, and right here I'm going to create a streak, show streak. No, this is in widget node. I'm supposed to do that inside dialog. Yeah, inside dialog. So this should be show streak model sheet. Nice. So we have show streak. What was the name? Let me quickly get the name. Show streak model. So inside here now I have to pass in the different things that are required. First thing here is the build context, and then we have our name parameter, which is the required habit name, and then we have the logged days. So the logged days is going to be a map list of map data time bool. So we have logged dates. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and we can now proceed to other things. So here we can just have something to get days, generates new lists with all days. So I have a complex algorithm that I use to generate this new list dates, and it's not something I can create now again, but let me just copy that and paste it inside our utils directory. I'm going to generate new list dates dot. So this is it. See what is happening here. We have the logged dates as the parameter. So we are using a record here as the returns type. So the record is going to return the complete days. So if user passed in 1st of March and 6th of March, this algorithm is going to get the days that are missing in between the first day and the last day. It's going to get the in between the days that were missing, and then automatically set the values to false. That means user did not log any data on those days. Then you can see we have first date, first.keys.first, and then we also get the last days as well. All right. Then we are going to map to get the duration in days. Last day.difference, we are going to get the whole durations. Then we are going to generate a new list with all days included. So we're going to map current dates. So is log date.any. If anyone contains current dates, that means it's logged. It's going to be the value is going to be true. Then we added it to complete days. Current dates is log, and then we return the record back to the user, which is the complete days. Then we return the duration in days, like how many days so far that the user have been logging habits, and the days that the user missed and the days that the user did not miss. So that's what this algorithm is doing, right? So here we have to pass in, I think I need to comment and import this, and that is it, and also import this one as well. Then from here, I'm going to proceed to create the show model bottom sheet. We have our context, we have our builder, and we have the index. So from here, no, we don't need the index for this. So from here, I need to pass in the background color that I want to use, which is color.transparent is screwed controlled. true. And here I'm going to return a draggable. Why am I using draggable? But I think this, let's use draggable screw sheet. So we can give it an initial child size and a minimum child size and a maximum child size. So here we have a builder that just takes in a context and screw controller. All right, so moving on, we have the initial child size. I'm going to set it to 0.5. Then we have minimum child size, which is 0.4. We have max child size, which is 0.6. Okay. Then we have the, let's be that the widget, the UI. So I have my decoration here, box decoration, color, app colors dot white. Then we have to pass in the border radius dot vertical. Let's set the top to be radius the circular to 20. I know at the moment nothing is really going to happen when we tap on it, but let's try and see. Okay, it's showing the dialog now, but you can see it's completely empty. So what I'm going to do here next is to add, let me add a padding to this, because I believe it's going to have that, it's going to touch the edges. So let's do horizontal 20 and let's do vertical 15. So from here, we have to set in our column, and we have the minimum axis child, main axis child dot minimum. And I'm going to pass the children. So the children, the first thing we need to pass is the assets, which is going to show the streak of fire. I think we already have streak fire.png with a width of 100. So if you look here, we have these assets already, streak fire, okay, for streak. So save that and tap, you can see we have the fire emoji there, or fire icon. Then we have a 15, let's add height. Then we have to put in our test widget, which is just to motivate users. You just end one streak. Let's use .cap. And from here, we can add our style, text style, font size to be 18, font weight, the bold. All right, so see how it displays now. We can close this. You can see you just end one streak. I will also add another height here. This is going to be 10. Then I'm going to add, let me copy this and paste it here. So this streak count, we are also going to show another widget. Keep going. Completing your habits daily is the key to staying motivated. Nice. And maybe later in the future, we might come up with another better string or better text to display to users. Here, I'm going to add a color. Let's use app colors gray. And then we are going to have text align, which is going to be part of this. Text align center. Cool. So watch what happens when I click here. It shows keep going, completing your habits daily is the key to staying motivated. So I think we are making progress with our UI and everything. So the next thing I want to do now is to show, let me add a space here as well. And here I'm going to add wrap to show the strict days, like the days that the user have completed. And then we are going to put a check mark to show the days too that the user has not completed. So I'm going to use, let me use spacing to be 5. Okay, let me remove that spacing so that you guys will see how it displays without spacing. So I'm going to use the get days list that we just generated here. Okay, because you can see it returns a list of map date dynamics. So it's based on the get days list that we are going to use to. You can see since this list is a record, we can access the duration in days, we can access the complete days. So I would advise you guys to go and explore how to use records in that. It's another collection data type. So just do your research it, you're going to see how to use it. So here we have our map. I want to loop through this data. So I'm going to loop and return a cycle avatar with a background color of primary color, and then we have a foreground color of white. Then we have a child. So I'm going to check if it contains value. If the value is true, then we are going to go ahead and return icons dot check. Else, we are going to return a size box, right? So nothing should be there. By default, we return do list and save this. So see what happens when we view. If you tap on it, you can see we have this one checked because it's true. This is the first date, this is the last date, and all these dates that did not contain any value are all showing false, right? They are all showing false. That means there is no day. And currently we have how many days so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So for this, let me add spacing to be 5 because all these things are too clustered. So we close this and now you can see they are no more clustered. Okay, moving on. I think we can use secondary color if we want for this. I don't know, but secondary color should also be good. Yeah, but the color code is not really given. So I'm going to return that to primary. Now we have wrap. Let's have 10 dot height. Then we have test widget. So this test widget basically is going to show the days of habits, like how many days so far that the user have been exercising or completing their habits. So we have it like this: habit streak, get days, the duration in days. We have days of like 6 days of habit name, keep going, something like that. So based on the habit name, maybe 6 days of reading a book, keep going, 6 days of exercising, keep going. So we have 6 days of habit 3, keep going. So just like to motivate users. Then finally, we are going to create a button. So the purpose of the button is to close the streak and also share the streak. So share the streak is going to take users to add community post screen, because we are not doing that now. We are going to leave that part of the code, but I'm going to add main axis alignment dot space evenly. We have our children. So first thing, I have my outline button. We have an onPress. So this onPress is to call navigator.pop. So this is going to close the dialog for us. Then we have a button that says, a widget, sorry, that says close streak. Then moving on, we have elevated button. And so we have the test widgets for this one. quickly to bring up our dialog. Now you can see we have close streak. When you click, it pops the widget for us. And here, share streak. What share streak is going to do is going to navigate us to the add community post screen. Okay. And this add community post screen, when you share, we are going to define the data that we're going to share to the add post screen for communities. Though we have not done those widgets for now, but we are going to handle it later. So far, we have been able to complete, you can see that we have been able to complete the habit tracking UI. So with this, is going to give users the sense of, consistency. Consistency is key when forming habits. So this is going to encourage user, right, to continue, earning more streaks, sharing the streak with their community members. And yeah, community members can also like, comment on their streak that they shared with the community. So that's a good one. All right, let's quickly implement invite friends dialog view. So when you click on each invite friends dialog, it's going to bring up the share invite model. So if we go back to our share habit dialog model, and when you tap on invite friends for its current user, it's going to show share invite model. Okay, it's going to show that, but before doing that, it's going to pop this current widget for us before moving to share invite model. So let's quickly create the share invite model, and I'm going to be designing that inside our home screen. We have a dialog here that we'll call share, like show share invite model. So this is if you want to invite more friends to view your habits. So we have a void show share invite model. We have a build contest, and we have show model bottom sheet. We have a contest, and here we have to pass in the contest. And so here now what I'm going to do is just to set background color to be transparent, and we have the screw control to be true. So this is pretty much it. And here I'm going to return, let's call this share invite model, because I want to separate things here now. And here I'm going to just create a stateful widget that says share, share invite model, share invite model. Okay. So the reason why I use underscore is because I want it to be private to this, only this particular widget, like this file. So going back to our share model screen, I'm going to import this, save it, and then go back to our invite screen. So see what happens now. When we tap on a habit, you can click on share, it brings up the dialog. Right now it's showing this placeholder. So we can close that and quickly, okay, I think since we are using stateful widget, we can still edit this directly while using stateful widget. So we can say here, let's use draggable screw, let's just draggable screw label sheet. Then we have our border, which is a contest, and then we have the screw controller. And here we have to pass in initial child, which is 0.6. We have minimum, which is 0.3, and max is going to be 0.6. And here we have container, which is going to be, for now, let's return a simple test widget, like so. Save that. Okay. So see what happens now. When we tap on these habits, it shows the invite screen, and then the modal shows up. Currently it's showing blank, right? So it's not really what we want. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to quickly create the container to give it a decoration of white. Let's do boss decoration, colors, app colors dot white. Import this. So we have border radius dot vertical. So I have to put the top radius dot circular to be 20. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see now we are having that background color to be white. It's taking effect as we are typing. And this thing is close to the edge, so I'm going to add a padding to that. Symmetric, let's use horizontal to be 20, vertical to be 15. So nice, everything is coming together. Then we have, so basically I'm going to create the main, let's call this main content, because I'm going to show you guys something later. Remember in the demo that I showed previously, we had two widgets. So the first one was to show the friends selected list, like to select friends, and the second one was to show the main items, like to show the friends that have been selected, and then the button to share. So you see all those things now. I'm going to put everything together. So I have a widget here that says main content. So here I'm going to return a single child scroll view with a child of column. And here I have my role widget. And inside the role widget, I have my children. I have share and rise, more like the app name, which is rise. Okay. Then we have a text that says font size of 18 and font weight should be font weight.bold. So go ahead and duplicate this. So we're going to update this now to be, no, not test widget, my bad. This is supposed to be an icon button. On pressed is going to close the dialog, navigator.pop. Here we have icons.close, size 24. Okay. So now watch what happens. I'm going to close this. And now when we tap, you can see we have share and rise. And when we tap on it, it's going to close the dialog. But it's very close to this share and rise. So I'm going to set main axis alignment here to be space between. And also I'm going to set this to have main axis size that minimum. Okay, you can see now the space is looking clean. Now we have our role. Let's add another thing. We are going to add a size box of 15, and then we're going to add another text that says you are more likely to stick to your habit if you share to friends. More like, just string to be there. You are more likely to stick to your habits if someone finds out about your progress. Then we have another one, which is going to be invite your friends to join Rise app. Then it's just a simple text widget that says invite your friends to join. We put the app name. We have already created the app name in the constant directory, so I'm just concatenating it inside the string. Invite your friends to join Rise and grow together. Then the next thing we are going to put here is the container to show the stacked avatars. So I'm going to have a container here. So the container, we have a margin, symmetric, vertical 15, up and down, okay, top and bottom. Then we have a child widget that says center. We have our child. We have animated avatar stacked. So this animated avatar stacked, if you check in the previous videos, we added avatar stack as a dependency. So it's helping us to stack, to display images, avatars like stacked. It's going to stack them for us. So the item list, we can just use something like list.generate. So how many items? Let's just say we want to show like 8 items. We have our index, and inside here we are going to return all right, we are going to return cached network image provider, and I'll show my avatar. Then we pass in the index. All these things we are going to update them later, but you can see how it's going to display on infinity on null to int. Okay, list.generate element 8y. Let's close it and we open it again. Okay, I don't understand why we are getting that. So int infinity. Okay, let's add a height. I think we are missing height. Let's add height of 100. Yeah, so we needed to add height. So you can see how the stacked avatar is showing. If we reduce this to 2, it's going to show just 2. If we reduce it to 5, it's going to show 5. If we increase it to 6, it's going to show 6. Let's say 8. If the items are too long, it's going to show with a plus icon, like the remaining items that are there. All right. So moving on, we are going to put an outline button. So the purpose of this outline button is to add more friends. Outline button, we have icons here. This should be on press, sorry. So on press is going to toggle friend selection, right, to select friends and all that. So the label, we are going to put a test widget that says select more friends, like so. And we have our style, test style, colors dot primary. Nice. Okay, then following this, we are going to add icon, which is icons dot person add, because this is going to represent like what it's going to do. So we need to use an icon that's going to complement the test. Here the icon is also going to be white, primary color. So we have select more friends. There are also more things that we need to do by setting the style. We have our outline button dot style from, outlined button dot style from, and here we are going to put the side, like all the side. We have border side, color to app color dot primary color. And then next we have shape, rounded rectangular border radius dot circular to be 8. Nice, everything is coming together now. And moving on, we have to set, I think we are pretty much done with that, but we need to toggle between selecting a friend to show the friends list and all that. So just going to create the simple UI. Then finally, we have height. This is more like the last widget. So this widget is a button that is going to invite the friend, more like to process everything, validate everything, and then share the invite email to the friend. So it's just going to show a share dialog. So right now, let's implement the share more friends to show the other widgets. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create variables on top here. So the first variable for this is going to be show friend selector. So we need to get a variable value that is going to hold friend selector equal to, by default is going to be false because we want to see this screen first when users come. Then we have a list that is going to show added friends. We are going to update all these things later once we start integrating with Firebase. I just want to have dummy data so we can see. Then we have this one to toggle friends selector. So from here, we just need to call set state, and then we call show friend selector, and we change the value to be the reverse of the previous show friend selector, which is like this. Cool. So here now, what we are going to do is, if we scroll down to our thing here, if show friend selector is true, we are going to return the friend selector view. But if it's false, we are going to return the main content, which is this. So I'm going to quickly create a new method, which is for show friend selector. And it's going to return a widget, right? So I will quickly create that UI. It's just like a simple UI. Nothing much should be there. So what we are going to do here is just to grab this and put it here. So looking at this, we have friends. I automatically generated this friends list using list.generate 20, and this is just going to give us random numbers. By default, this friends should be from real data. We are going to fetch it from Firebase, right? This friends is going to be all the users in the app that are signed into the app. Then you select the user or your friend in the list that you want to include. So we have select friends, which is the role. We have the list view.builder that shows the friends length and the name of the friends that they are tied to. We're also supposed to show the friends cycle avatar, right? You can just use an avatar. Let's use background color, background image. Let's use cache network image dot say avatar index like this. So watch what happens now. Then once you click on add friends, it's going to add it to the list and then toggle friends selector. So moving on, I need to update this quickly. Coming to this select more friends, when you tap on it, we are just going to call toggle friends selector. Okay. And here, select more friends is not going to be select more friends. It's going to be like, if this list is empty, it's going to be select friends, but if the list is not empty, it's going to be select more friends. So to do that, we are just going to update this. Okay, let's say concatenate it, added friends dot is empty. No. That is empty, we are going to return nothing. But if it's not empty, we are going to return more friends, like so. So right now it's empty, as you can see. It's empty, as you can see. The reason why it's empty is because we have not added any friends yet. And if I click on this friends, you see it has toggled to show us the friends list. And when we add, it will now add it to the list. Now we see select more friends. Also, I need to update this to be based on the friends that are displaying. So this length is not going to be length dot blah blah blah. It's going to be added friends dot length, and this index can just leave it like that. And here you can see we only have one friend. So if I add another friend, we have another friend. If I add another friend, we have another friend. We have another friend, just like that. We have more friends, and we keep adding, and the value keeps updating, just like that. Cool. So far, we have completed the show friends, like share habits invite model, and we have also completed a lot of things. So this is it for this section. And in the next section, we are going to be working on the UI development for leaderboard and gamification.